Headliners is a bit of a horror show tonight in honour of the creepiest night on the calendar.
But the laughs are also in the mix.
Mr. Jonathan.
Applause too, and when you're the legendary John Cleese, it can happen before the punchline.
This is what you meant by New Zealand women?
Chic jokes and tangled plot lines. What is a Latino movie doing set in Christchurch?
And what are the 3 scariest movies of all time? Ask a Muppet.
Kia ora. There's also a couple of little monsters who sat down in the makeup chair for us this morning. See if they turned out as a trick or a treat a little later.
But first, Latin heartthrobs come to Christchurch and New Zealanders go to Hollywood for Meet Me in Miami, a new movie starring the Garden City. Its premiere took place over the weekend at the Los Angeles International Latino Film Festival. Olivia Kemba reports.
I can't believe you're still in love with a 10-year-old girl.
Give me that.
You could get arrested for that, you know that.
The story's not new. Boy meets girl, falls in love, and tracks her down 10 years later with the help of his buddy. But without doubt, Meet Me in Miami is the first film ever to pair Miami and Christchurch.
Gentlemen, honest Bob Tucker at your service.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. Foreigners, welcome to New Zealand.
As you'd expect, the results are hilarious.
This is what you meant by New Zealand women?
What are you complaining about? Look at them. They're so soft and cuddly. They'll keep you warm at night, and they'll never complain.
Let me tell you, that's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And I have such a wonderful time over there and such incredible memories. I took my family, and it was just like almost like a wonderful vacation.
Of course, New Zealand's a hot movie location at the moment, but it helps that the producer's also based in Christchurch.
Because I'm from New Zealand, I thought let's bring the whole production to New Zealand, show off our countryside, show off our sheep, and show off some of the culture of New Zealand.
A piece of New Zealand culture was on show just before the premiere, where the cast were presented with taonga from Ngātahu.
New Zealand, I love New Zealand. The people, the food, everything.
Oh! Foreigners everywhere you look. They love coming here for vacation.
No, gardeners. We're gardeners.
Gardeners? I'm in the wrong business.
Meet Me in Miami is an independent film, currently in need of a distributor. But the cast are hopeful that it'll soon get a wider audience.
I think it's going to go down really well. I mean, with the previews and things that we have had, it's been really well received, and it's a nice, feel-good movie.
Soon Christchurch may have another chance to go to Hollywood. Lisa's got a second film in the pipeline.
It is an American story, but we are doing our best to get it shot in Christchurch. I think we have tremendous crews, and we want to bring it. And I'm sure we'll do some in Christchurch.
Let's just hope, for the sake of our international reputation, that she's got over the sheep.
Mel Gibson's passion for ancient cultures and obscure languages has taken him to Mexico for his latest project, Apocalypto. Like his unexpected hit, The Passion of the Christ, the film's dialogue will be spoken in a near-forgotten language, this time a Mayan dialect. Gibson's bankrolling the film, and after donating more than $1 million to rebuild parts of Mexico devastated by Hurricane Stan, he obviously feels Apocalypto, title of his film, is an apt one.
I saw it, and I saw that there was a lot of people homeless, and that very soon after that, it seemed to drop out because there's so many horrible things happening, natural disasters all over the planet, that it seemed like people forgot about those people.
Apocalypto begins shooting in the Mexican jungles next month.
Latin superstar Gael García Bernal is making his English language debut in an independent thriller, The King. A star of Spanish language hits like The Motorcycle Diaries and Amores Perros, as well as one of People magazine's sexiest men alive, Bernal stars opposite William Hurt in The King.
I'm sorry, but I don't know you.
My name's Elvis. I just got out of the Navy.
Oh, that's good. Hey, good for you.
My mother told me about you.
Do I know your mother?
Her name was Yolanda. She told me your name.
The film revolves around the Mexican 27-year-old ingratiating himself into a deeply religious Southern family with tragic consequences.
When Halloween rolls around, so does America's appetite for all things horror. So no surprise then that the sequel to the hit gore-fest Saw was the big winner at the US box office over this weekend. This time it's a former boy band star who has to tackle the terrifying traps set by the Jigsaw Killer. David Daniel has the story.
Live or die, make your choice.
The blood and gore games of Saw are back on the big screen in sequel form, just in time for Halloween.
Greetings and welcome. Right now you are breathing in a deadly nerve agent. You all possess the combination in the back of your mind.
In Saw 2, Donnie Wahlberg stars as a police detective whose son has been kidnapped by Jigsaw, the serial killer from the first film.
Salvation. If you earn it. 3 hours from now, the door to this house will open. Unfortunately, you only have 2 hours to live.
Instead of 2 guys, 1 room, and a saw, this Fright Fest finds 8 people held captive by deadly traps and twisted puzzles.
Would I saw off my own leg to get away, to get back to my family to help? You know, could I stay calm and sit down and talk to somebody who has my family in jeopardy? Could I do that? I don't know if I could.
Man just got his head blown off!
Seventh Heaven's Beverly Mitchell plays one of the 8 victims.
I know that I've been in situations where, you know, my life was in jeopardy, and you definitely jump into survival mode, and it's amazing what you're capable of.
You know, you think about the twists and the blood and the gore, but at the core of it, it sort of pulls you right in, because we're all human and we all could imagine ourselves in the situation.
I want to play a game.
Yeah, saw the first one, no thanks. But if you're interested, Saw 2 opens here early next month. Now, with Halloween tonight, it's a good time to reflect on what scary movies have taught us.
Of course, we have to set the scene properly, so a bit of scary music, thank you, would be nice. All right, maybe dim the lights a little bit. Nice. If you ever happen to kill a monster, never go back and check to see if it's okay, because things will only go horribly, horribly wrong from there.
Very true.
Do not take or borrow anything from anybody who's dead. Just leave that alone. And if you ever happen to find yourself running from some sort of monster or ghoul or whatever, expect to fall over a couple of times, especially if you're a female. I've noticed in scary movies, women fall over a lot more than men.
That's very true.
And no matter how fast you're running, the monster will be like dragging one leg and doing real slow things, and they will always be fast enough to catch you.
Very true. And kids, also tonight, if there's a scary old house with one light on upstairs, best avoid that one, I'd
Fair
say.
enough too.
Yeah.
We can stop the music now, thanks. That'd be lovely. All right, maybe turn the lights on too, because I'm starting to lose my vision. Still to come on Headliners, more monsters ahead of the man-made kind.
Hey,
Plus,
look at Jimmy!
Charge again, 360.
We recap a dramatic week in the land that reality forgot. It's our weekly Soaps Roundup.